your kind of company.
Tonight on Ctv3 News, car dealers erupt in anger over new tax legislation at northern border. Growing concerns for student safety at Calcutta Seventh-day Adventist School. And the investigation currently underway into the drowning death of 6-year-old autistic student in the old capital. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Tuesday, February 4th, 2025.
Yo te extrañaré, tenlo por seguro.
Nota de duelo. Es con profundo pesar que anunciamos el fallecimiento de quien en vida fue la señora Mariquita Esquivel Menéndez, mejor conocida como Kika. Nació el 27 de septiembre de 1948 y falleció el 2 de febrero del 2025. Podrán ver el cuerpo de 8:30 de la mañana a 9:30 de la mañana en la residencia del señor Rocael Esquivel en el 22 Creekside Street, municipio de Orange Walk. Servicios fúnebres el jueves 6 de febrero 2025 a las 10 de la mañana en la Iglesia Católica La Inmaculada Concepción. Se le hace el llamado a familiares y amigos. En paz descanse quien en vida fue la señora Mariquita Esquivel Menéndez, mejor conocida como Kika.
Que llegó tu tiempo, que Dios te ha llamado.
Attention residents of Orange Walk. Keeping your town clean and safe is crucial for our community's well-being. However, there is a pressing issue that we need your help to tackle. Bushy and abandoned lots. These neglected areas attract pests like rodents, snakes, and other dangerous animals, creating a hazard for everyone. Not only that, these lots become breeding grounds for illicit activities, posing a threat to our town's security. Moreover, they are a sore on the beauty of our thriving community. Under the Public Health Act, Chapter 40 of the Laws of Belize, these neglected lots are considered nuisances. Failure to address them after receiving a due warning can lead to fines imposed by the court on the property's owners. Let's all play our part in keeping Orange Walk Town clean and safe. If you spot an abandoned or bushy lot in your neighborhood, don't hesitate to report it. Report any such lots to us promptly. You can reach us at 380-2053 or send us a message via WhatsApp to 655-4588. Your vigilance can help us maintain our town's beauty and safety. The Orange Walk Town Council, moving forward, one town, one vision.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. There was disquiet at the northern border earlier today as car dealers found themselves in an uproar over a policy change. Those present to conduct business were alarmed to learn that their imported salvage cars would now be subjected to hefty taxes, a significant shift from the previous day's regulations. Frustration ran high among the dealers who argued that the new tax could severely impact their livelihoods and the affordability of vehicles for consumers. Ctv3 News responded by traveling to the border to investigate the situation further. Elmer Cornejo has filed the details in the following story, shedding light on the reactions of the affected dealers and the implications of this fiscal decision.
Emotions ran high under the blazing sun at the northern border today as car dealers from across the country expressed their outrage over a new tax imposed on imported salvage vehicles from the USA. The upheaval follows the government's recent passage of legislation that alters the administrative procedure for vehicle valuation, a move seen by many as detrimental to smaller car dealers. The new regulation, which was communicated in an official document, replaces an internal memorandum dated March 21, 2023, that previously detailed the valuation processes for imported vehicles. The Customs Department is now tasked with enforcing this law, triggering widespread discontent among car dealers.
What happened is that the government, they are charging us a different type of duty. They used to do a residual duty on the vehicles that we bring in. Now they don't want to do any residual duty. They just want to value it direct off the bill of sale. And the vehicles that used to pay like $3,000–4,000 in duty now will pay $8,000 in duty. But I don't know why they're bringing pressure on the poor people like that. Because the poor people is the one who's going to suffer. Because now you can't sell poor people cars. Because people only have a certain amount of money to buy a car. Okay? So when I came into the country yesterday, I get the news that the government, they will do direct with bill of sale, no residual duty. So that's what some of us are concerned about. But I don't know what's the problem with some car dealers, because like they're afraid for victimization. You understand? They're afraid that the government victimize them because of their rights. And I don't think that is right. So today they put us out the compound because they said they thought we was going to do a ruction in there, but we are not going to do any ruction in the compound. All I was telling the dealers them, so that we don't pay any duty today, so that the government understand that we need help. We can't afford to pay the duty that they're charging us. A problem, if the government want loan blue title on the street, I believe. Well, let me explain something to you. There's a lot of blue title coming into this country that is more wreck than the salvage title. Okay? So the title don't have anything to do with it. Because in the United States, the great United States, you can take a salvage title and rebuild it and drive it on the streets of the United States. So it doesn't have anything to do with that. It got to do with the pressure that they want to bring on poor people. You understand what I'm saying? And the poor people can't afford to buy a car anymore. And to be honest with you, the amount of money we pay in duty at this border, I know it surpasses what these people pay with their brand new vehicle. I can guarantee that.
As tensions escalated, law enforcement officers were called to the scene to maintain order. However, Leslie argued that police presence was unnecessary, suggesting that the government should engage directly with the concerns of the dealers.
Well, I think the controller was pushing everybody outside because he thought we were going to do something inside the compound. But we weren't going to do anything in there. All I explained to the people is that what we need to do is park our vehicle outside and doesn't pay the government any money today, and see how would they like it.
Are you getting support?
Well, I'm getting support, but like I said, people are afraid because people are afraid for them to victimize them.
And then we also saw the police, came in too.
Yeah, well, the police came, but they didn't do anybody anything. They just came in case there is any ruction I should figure out.
Dealers assert that immediate action is necessary if their demands are to be met, including potential protests.
Well, I would like them to put it back the same way it was before. Okay? But words on the street is that the pressure is coming down from the government because of the big car dealers like Toyota and all of these big car dealers in Belize. They're complaining that they're not selling their vehicle, right? So we don't have anything to do with that. We need to make our money so that we can survive.
Obviously, this is not going to be solved today. So what is the plan, to get your...
Well, we know it will not be solved today, but I am trying to get the dealers together so we can go to Belmopan and go and see the Prime Minister. So see if he can do something about it for us, okay? Because then this is bringing a lot of pressure on us right now.
In response to the new legislation, car dealers led by Leslie are planning to travel to Belmopan to meet with the Prime Minister of Belize. Their objective is clear: They are seeking a reduction in taxes applied to salvage vehicles.
We want to organize a protest between all the car dealers, and we need to go and see the Prime Minister. Okay, so we will do that sometimes between today and tomorrow.
The protest too?
Well, we will talk about, between car dealers, we will talk about that.
When are we seeing a protest going on, and it's going to be here at the border? Or?
We don't know yet. We need to sit down and talk about it, because I'm a licensed car dealer. Okay, I'm not just a transporter. I'm a licensed car dealer. Okay, so I am feeling the pinch, because I got to pay tax. I got to pay tax here. I got to pay tax in Belize to the government. I got to buy my dealer's license, which come out to like $4,000, nearly $5,000 a year by the time you don't pay for everything. You understand what I'm saying? So we need some answers from the government why they are doing this to us. Right now I'm here alone because everybody is in there, and they are afraid to come out here because they're afraid of victimization. Okay? But I think by tomorrow we should have everything together.
The situation remains fluid, with plans for a protest scheduled for tomorrow if dealers do not receive a satisfactory response from the government. Elmer Cornejo, Ctv3 News.
In an update to this story, we have been informed that car dealers have received word that for now they will be allowed to operate as per usual, meaning that will not be subjected to pay an increase in taxes until further discussion. A court order will see opposition leader Shine Barrow apologize to Prime Minister John Briceño for comments made on the local media. The situation stems from a defamation suit which was brought by the Prime Minister against Shine Barrow in 2022 after the opposition leader made certain remarks about the Prime Minister. The PM, through legal services of Courtney Coy law firm, proceeded with a defamation lawsuit against him. 3 years later, that suit has been dismissed following a court order agreed to by attorneys for both parties. The court order says that Barrow did not intend to defame the Prime Minister with the remarks made and gives an undertaking not to repeat the allegations against him. As mandated by the court order, Barrow will also need to, quote, apologize to the claimant for any embarrassment or hurt that his words may have caused. Upon the claimant accepting the defendant's undertaking an apology, the claim is dismissed and each party is to bear their own cost, unquote. Tonight, the entire country of Belize continues to reel over the drowning death of 6-year-old autistic student Gabriel Pablo Orellano in Belize City on Monday. The 6-year-old student of Stella Maris School reportedly snuck out of the school and walked a considerable distance and ended at the hangar area near the Belize City Municipal Airstrip, where he unfortunately drowned in the sea. His body was recovered shortly before 2 p.m. The tragic death of the little Gabriel has left more questions than answers, and tonight authorities have launched a full investigation to determine the circumstances surrounding this case. As police conduct their investigations, reports are that the little boy left his school compound sometime during lunch and that Belize City residents saw the boy walking through traffic on Freetown Road, and some may have even reported it to his parents. This prompted the parents to visit the school where they sought answers about the whereabouts of their child. They were informed of his location after the boy had drowned. In the wake of this incident, the Ministry of Education issued a statement on Monday evening expressing deep sorrow over the loss, pledging to support Gabriel's family. Minister of Education Francis Fonseca has expressed heartbreak over little Gabriel's death. In a statement, Minister Fonseca categorizes the loss as devastating and highlighted the need to protect the country's most vulnerable children particularly those with special needs. In his statement, Minister Fonseca adds, and we quote, "A full and comprehensive investigation into this sad incident is being undertaken in collaboration with the Belize Police Department and the school. As a Ministry of Education and as a society, we have no greater responsibility than to protect our most vulnerable people, especially our children with special needs. The Ministry of Education is providing every support needed to the family, and we ask all Belizeans to keep them and little Pablo in their thoughts and prayers," end quote. There is escalating concern for the safety of students attending Calcutta Seventh-day Adventist School following alarming reports regarding traffic conditions near the institution. The Parents Teachers Association, PTA, reached out to our newsroom today to express their worries, stating that the road leading to the school is lacking the protective measures typically seen in designated school zones. During our visit to the school today at lunchtime, we spoke with Nevi Chan, the president of the PTA. She emphasized the urgent need for help from local authorities to address the hazardous traffic conditions, while she claims have been persistent.
De que tengo a mis hijos aquí en la escuela, he visto la necesidad y el gran problema que estamos pasando los padres, los maestros y como comunidad, eso puedo decir. Y es de suma importancia como madre de 2 hijos que tengo aquí en la escuela, he visto el gran peligro de los niños en la hora cuando inician clases, la hora de almuerzo cuando salen y por las tardes. Así que he visto la gran necesidad porque hay muchos vehículos que entran, salen, como que no es una área o una zona escolar. Llamo la atención de los padres que viven muy cerca y mandan a sus hijos en esta escuela. Puedo decir que ustedes les hemos hablado amablemente para poder respetar lo que con gran esfuerzo estamos haciendo aquí en la escuela. Ha sido llamarles la atención amablemente. Hemos conseguido como sea unos conos de unos papás que hemos donado. El principal también está trabajando con nosotros, pero lo más triste es que no hemos tenido respuesta con el chair lady de esta comunidad. Dice sí, 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 y yo le quiero decirle en estos momentos ante la cámara que hemos hablado con ella sobre el asunto que estamos enfrentando y por supuesto también con el Ministerio de Tráfico y Transportación, que queremos esta calle que sea una entrada solamente. ¿Por qué? Porque es mucho los tráficos. Aquí van pasando motocicletas, bicicletas, niños a pie, niños que no los traen sus papás, ¿verdad? Y muchos vehículos entran en esta área. Y como podemos ver también enfrente, pues tenemos un negocio. Ese no es el problema porque ellos cierran a las 12. Ellos están colaborando con nosotros. Y puedo decir en este momento que gracias a Mr. Thompson, que él siempre nos apoya en ese asunto. Pero el asunto grave que puedo decir que los papás no están colaborando con nosotros. Me han insultado, hombres, me han insultado, me han hecho con palabras muy obscenas y lo he tolerado porque entiendo de que eso es un deber de padres y como presidenta aquí de la escuela, en lo mínimo puedo estar haciendo por los niños y agradezco de corazón.
The school principal for a comment regarding this significant concern were unsuccessful. However, Chan mentioned that various incidents have occurred where students were put in jeopardy due to reckless traffic in the area, leading her to call attention to the pressing need for action.
Les vuelvo a decir que esta situación ya se ha salido de control porque en las 12 es cuando mayormente está el tráfico y ha pasado muchos incidentes que pasan de atropellar a niños. estos ojos lo ha visto. Estos ojos lo ha visto y he gritado a los vehículos que pasan aquí. Así que estamos como medio de prevención, ¿verdad? Antes que estas noticias vayan a ser de prevención y no de un lamentable hecho que, ¿verdad?, estemos pasando. Por eso para mí es de suma importancia y quiero agradecer al noticiero en Ctv3 News y a este joven Elmer que ha tomado esto como algo muy importante y que se pueda dirigir hacia la nación, sobre el Ministerio de Transportes. Por favor, que nos pongan en la calle un one entry, una calle, solo va a entrar un vehículo y vas por el otro lado.
In a bid to mitigate the risk, some parents have gone above and beyond by pooling their resources to buy rope to temporarily close off the street during pickup and the drop-off times.
La verdad no sé qué más hacer por nuestros niños, por nuestra comunidad, por nuestro futuro, que son nuestros niños. Hemos invertido personalmente en estas sogas. Bueno, esto es para ponerlo ahí para que no puedan pasar los vehículos, que pueda ser respetado. No sé cómo va a ser la situación después de estas noticias, pero estoy segura de que esto va a ser como un medio de cuidado a nuestros niños. Y gracias a los papás, a unas mamás que también colaboraron en comprar esta soga.
The PTA is hopeful that shining a light on this issue will compel local authorities to take immediate action and implement adequate safety measures to protect the students of Calcutta Seventh-day Adventist School. Coming up next, Belize joins in the celebration of World Cancer Day. Stay tuned.
Hi, my Orange Kenyos. Have you considered why areas of our town flood easily? It's no secret that developing areas in our town flood easily due to clogged drains full of garbage and debris. By properly disposing of waste, we ensure free flow in our drains, preventing flooding in developing areas. I thank you as we ask for your support.
Prepárate para la acción de la Premier League en la aplicación Max, disponible a través de Centar. No te pierdas ningún gol. Vive cada partido. Sumérgete en profundidad, entrevistas a jugadores y análisis de expertos. Disfruta del deporte en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar con la aplicación Max. Para más información, llama al 380-0101.
Keeping our beautiful town of Orange Walk clean is everyone's responsibility. Use sturdy bags, tie them securely, and avoid placing sharp objects inside. By properly bagging your garbage, you're not only making it easier for our sanitation workers, but also helping to prevent litter and keep our environment clean. Let's work together to make a difference. For large disposals, contact us for an evaluation.
The Belize District Fire Department faced a staggering challenge today as firefighters at both the North and South fire stations staged a sick out, leaving the officer in charge, Gladson Butner, to navigate potential emergencies on his own. Tragically, just hours after the sick out began, an emergency call was received regarding a structure fire on Niels Penn Road extension. Yvette Bernardes, a resident who lost her home in the fire, recounted her devastating experience.
I was talking to my daughter because she was the last person that left home. Every time she goes to work, she calls me. I was talking on the phone with her for 15 minutes. As I come off of the phone with her, someone else called me and told me that my house was on fire, everything burnt down to the ground. I don't understand. Like I was talking to the people there were out here, the fire department, and he told me, because I told him about the wiring and stuff, but my house is fully wired, even though we use the free wiring, but he said the fire came from behind the house.
Where there's no wiring?
Where there is no wiring, yes ma'am.
Which is kind of indicating it may have been arson.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that. They have to come back and do a thorough investigation tomorrow.
Now, can you talk to me about how many of you have been impacted and the losses that you've suffered?
Well, we lost a lot. I have 4 children, 17 years old, 18 years old, 13 and 12 years old, myself. And we have so many things in the house. I just bought a TV for my children for them to watch and stuff like that. But I even bought a machine and I haven't even used it yet. But we have, yes, ma'am. I paid 500 for it, but I have everything. I don't know where to start from, but I don't understand the reason why this has happened. But I think everything happened for a reason. But I always say that where there's a will, there will always be a way. So I just find it hard when they call me. I almost faint. I was at work and I was running from complex building and a lady said, "Come in, let me take you." And this was what I meet. Everything just went to the ground.
And your child, you said the last one, she had left already.
Yes, she has left already. This is her. She works at Publix.
And just 15 minutes after
Yes.
that, they tell you.
Yeah, 15 minutes. Because she left about what? What time you left, baby? 9:30, because she's supposed to reach at work. And you see the big difference from 9:30 till nearly close to 11, I think. Yes, ma'am. She called me.
So then, where will you be staying now?
I will find somewhere. I don't know as yet, but I will find somewhere.
And you haven't yet more or less put a dollar value to the losses.
Well, totally, I think it was nearly like, I'd say like more than 20,000, but that's just the best I could do right now because sofa, fridge, microwave, everything is in there. 2 TV, I had everything in my house.
The fire which ravages zinc structure has left Bernardes and at least 5 other individuals displaced, sparking an urgent inquiry into the incident.
It's a zinc structure, 4 feet elevation off the ground. It's 18 by 20. It's approximately about 6 people get affected by the fire, 4 kids and 2 adults. We have received information of a house fire this side. We respond. By the time we get here, it's already engulfed, total engulfing flames.
Was there any danger of other structures also being engulfed because of proximity?
No, there were no other immediate threat concerning just that one.
And then, are you aware yet what may have caused it?
Not as yet. Not as yet. Still under investigation at this moment.
As an already strained department faced an unexpected level of distress, Gladson Butner, station officer at the Belize District Fire Department, explained that mechanics from the department quickly stepped in to assist the response team when the fire call came through.
The firefighters, they might not feeling well. They're calling sick. By law, we have 16 days within the year, so they're just utilizing their rights, calling in sick.
How many called in sick for both stations?
It will be approximately a few officers. Let me leave it as that.
I heard 8. Is that a correct figure?
A few officers. I'll leave it as that.
Well, then can you tell me how many officers there are in Belize City?
We have enough officers in Belize City.
But so then today we're told it's the mechanics who had to respond to this fire. Is that correct?
From time to time, we use mechanics. Mechanics come out and assist us, especially when we have troubles with maybe the engine on the ground. We do utilize mechanics from time to time.
Okay, but if it is that this sick out continues, how do you expect it's going to impact the fire service? Like, how long can they sick out? I know you say 16, but...
The thing is, each individual is responsible for their own action. And like I said, that's their right. We can't say they're not sick. We're not doctors. So they have the right to call in sick.
As noted previously, a significant unrest is brewing within the Belize National Fire Service as 8 firefighters from Belize City have called in sick, perceived as a coordinated sick out that underscores their growing disillusionment with top management. This sick out follows a go slow protest initiated last Friday, fueled by frustrations related to altered work schedules, salary disputes, and inadequate working conditions. The protest comes amidst mounting allegations of corruption involving key officials within the fire department, further complicating the landscape for the beleaguered firefighters. As they continue to voice their grievances, the situation is evolving into a challenge for both the workers and the Ministry of Disaster Risk Management. In a significant meeting on Monday, Dean Flowers, president of the Public Service Union PSU, met with Kennedy Carrillo, Chief Executive Officer of the Ministry of Disaster Risk Management, and Rolanda Zetina, Public Service CEO in Belmopan. Flowers conveyed that the concerns of the firefighters range beyond just overtime pay. They report feeling underpaid, undervalued, and unfairly deprived of various allowances. He specifically pointed out discrepancies in hazard and danger allowances, where benefits are inconsistently distributed among firefighters. The PSU has expressed its intention to escalate the matter with the Ministry of Public Service, seeking equity and fairness for all fire service employees. In response to the ongoing issues, Minister of Disaster Risk Management Andrew Perez addressed the firefighters' concerns, but also emphasized the fiscal realities that necessitated the shift adjustments. He reassured the firefighting personnel that those working overtime would still receive their due compensation. In addressing the murmurs of corruption within the department's leadership, Perez acknowledged the complaints but asserted that solid evidence is necessary to initiate an official investigation. As mentioned, the Public Service Union PSU of Belize has taken a significant step towards advocating for the rights and well-being of firefighters nationwide, formally requesting a series of financial and policy reforms for the Belize National Fire Service BNFS. This appeal follows rising concerns regarding inadequate compensation, resource mismanagement, and a lack of consultation on critical policy changes affecting fire service personnel. In a comprehensive letter directed to Kennedy Carrillo, Chief Executive Officer of the Ministry of Blue Economy and Disaster Risk Management, PSU President Dean Flowers articulated an urgent need for a variety of reforms aimed at addressing systemic issues affecting the dedicated firefighters of Belize. Among the PSU's most pressing requests is the introduction of specialized allowances tailored to compensate firefighters for the hazardous nature of their work. The proposed allowances include hazard allowance for exposure to dangerous environments such as burning structures and toxic fumes, danger allowance for responding to high-risk situations, including violent incidents and industrial accidents, wet and dirty allowance to account for unsanitary working conditions, including exposure to contaminated water and biohazards, EMS allowance for firefighters who act as first responders, often facing infectious diseases and traumatic emergencies. Additionally, the PSU is advocating for an increase in the housing allowance for transferred officers, proposing a raise from the current $150 to $300 per month, adhering to existing contractual agreements. Allegations of fund mismanagement and missing departmental assets, including essential uniforms and equipment, have raised alarms within the PSU. To address these issues, the union is demanding a comprehensive financial and inventory audit of the Fire Services Department. Flowers emphasized that such an audit would promote accountability and help restore trust in the department's leadership. The PSU also highlighted concerns over a lack of consultation regarding policy decisions that significantly impact firefighters' earnings, notably in relation to overtime payment structures. This gap in communication has left many firefighters feeling undervalued and unrecognized for their contributions. Furthermore, the PSU called for timely performance appraisals and the prompt payment of outstanding salary increments for firefighters who have already completed evaluations. In a proactive approach, the PSU has requested a written response from the ministry within 21 days and expressed its willingness to engage in further discussions to resolve these pressing issues. The letter was also addressed to several key government officials, including Prime Minister John Briceño, Fire Chief Colin Gillett, and Rolando Zetina, CEO of the Ministry of Public Service, highlighting the importance of a united governmental response to these urgent matters. Today, February 4th, is designated around the globe as World Cancer Day, which serves to raise awareness of cancer and encourage its prevention, detection, and treatment. Here in Belize, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is joining the rest of the world in celebrating this important event. This year, World Cancer Day is being celebrated here in Belize under the theme, United by Unique. To stress the importance of cancer awareness and prevention, the ministry today shared data from its epidemiology unit, which shows that cancer was the second leading cause of death in Belize for 2023. For the year 2023, Belize recorded a total of 460 new cancer cases, 51 were breast cancer, 42 cervical cancer, and 26 were prostate cancer. By district, Orange Walk recorded 65 new cases in 2023, as well as 38 deaths due to cancer. In Corozal, the new cases stood at 53, with 37 deaths associated with cancer. The Belize district saw the greatest number of cases during that year, with a total of 130, with 96 total deaths associated with the disease. As one of the leading types of cancer in Belize, awareness and education about breast cancer is of crucial importance. Here are some tips and advice from medical doctor Leslie Paris about the importance of early detection and what we can do as women to ensure we are doing our part to prevent this disease.
Protruye, ¿ves?
Okay.
Y es mejor, como mencionó la doctora, recién te pasó la menstruación.
¿A cuántos días después de la menstruación?
Por lo menos una semana, cuando ya bajó toda la reacción inflamatoria, hormonal, etcétera. Pero es mejor hacerlo acostado. Hay mujeres delgadas que no tienen mamas muy densas, entonces se lo pueden hacer acostaditas. La verdad es de que la posición no debería de ser tan importante tan pronto como tú realmente no tengas miedo de tocarte, ¿no? Hay mujeres, y esto es muy importante mencionarlo, hay mujeres que tienen hasta miedo de tocarse, o por ejemplo, piensan que si se presionan mucho se van a lastimar, pero el autoexamen realmente es poner tus dedos y tocar profundamente. Probablemente te va a doler un poquito porque pues vas a estar tocando músculo, vas a presionar nervios, etcétera. El autoexamen no es superficial. El autoexamen es presionar el
¿Con
tejido.
los 3 dedos?
Con los 3 deditos.
¿O los 4 dedos?
Como tú te sientas cómoda, pero usualmente son los 3 dedos medios. Hacer este movimiento y tocarte. Este huequito que tenemos aquí en la axila es importante para básicamente meter los dedos y seguir tocándote y haciéndote presión.
¿Y qué es lo que vamos buscando?
¿Y qué
es lo que no queremos buscar?
¿Qué es lo que no queremos buscar? Algún engrosamiento, un tejido que antes no sentías ahí, alguna bolita o un dolor que antes no tenías. Exacto. O algo que te empezó a pulsar, o de repente cuando te tocaste como que se movió algo, ¿ves? Exacto. Si tú te empiezas a conocer, lo que hablábamos en la práctica anterior, la mujer se tiene que conocer, tenemos que conocer nuestra vulva, el color normal, el tamaño de nuestros órganos sexuales externos, porque bueno, los internos no los podemos ver, tenemos que ver cómo era nuestra mama, ¿verdad? Entonces, cualquier cambio que tú notes, hey, esto no estaba aquí, entonces voy a ir a chequear.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness also reminds all Belizeans of the importance of prevention and early detection, which can save lives. The price of liquid petroleum experienced an increase of 10 cents, which came into effect earlier today. The change reflects wholesale volume and retail sale by volume in both urban and rural areas. This means that the wholesale price for LPG will now be $4.22, up from $4.12. In urban areas, the retail price will be $1.33 per pound or $5.82 per gallon. Prices in the rural areas will decrease to $1.35 per pound or $5.92 per gallon. According to the Supplies Control Unit SCU in the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise, the increase of 10 cents per gallon is a result of an increase in the acquisition price of both butane and propane. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
El gusano barrenador del Nuevo Mundo representa una amenaza importante para el ganado, las mascotas y los seres humanos. Puede provocar graves pérdidas si no se controla rápidamente. Actualmente no está presente en Belice. Es por eso que la detección temprana es crucial para evitar su propagación. Ayudemos a mantenerlo fuera. No traiga animales de otros países ilegalmente. Si nota gusaneras en heridas inusuales, infórmelo de inmediato. Llame a Baja al 824-4872 o envíe un mensaje de texto al 670-7003. Juntos podemos trabajar para mantener a nuestro país libre del gusano barrenador del Nuevo Mundo y salvar animales. Este mensaje es presentado por Baja, OIRSA, IICA, USDA y el Ministerio de Agricultura, Seguridad Alimentaria y Empresas.
In exactly 8 weeks, the Orange Walk ITVET will be opening its doors to the general public as they showcase the hard work and dedication of their students as their infamous Expo and Trade Fair rolls around once again. The event is scheduled for April 4, 2025 and promises to be an entire day filled with lots of see and do for the entire Orange Walk community. The ITVET Expo and Trade Fair seeks to promote the works of students who are engaged in projects in different fields of study throughout the year. The event is also an opportunity for students to engage with potential employers and customers. It's all happening at the ITVET compound on the San Lorenzo Road, and everyone is invited to take part in this grand event.
Yes, well, it was an annual event, or Expo and Trade Fair. We didn't have it last year because we wanted the guys to prepare a little bit more. So this year we're coming with a bang. Our Expo and Trade Fair will be on April 4th of this year. So we extend an invitation from now. Mark your calendars. April 4th will be the place to be in Orange Walk at the Orange Walk ITVET for our Grand Expo and Trade Fair.
What are some of the things that we can expect to see from your trainees and from the institution itself?
Well, the Expo and Trade Fair is geared for the employers, the public to come in and see what our trainees have done, what they've learned from September up to now. You'll see wonderful projects coming from the guys in the trades, from our pre-vocational trainees as well, which is a group that we prepare to go into the trades. So it's going to be buzzing with activity on that day.
I know that the community also gets involved a lot with when you guys do these events. Just talk to us a little about some of the expectations for you guys come April.
Yes, well, it is a community event as you've mentioned, but the day is to focus on our trainees. We're inviting as well vendors who want to come in and set up a food stall or refreshments to come and contact our office here on San Lorenzo Road because we will need people to come in and sell food because we have a lot of people coming in on that day. We have all the primary schools, all the high schools from Orange Walk and even from the other districts coming in, the public at large because it's free entrance. We'll be having hourly raffles, so it's a grand event. Please don't miss out. Again, April 4th, 2025, the Orange Walk ITVET Expo and Trade Fair.
A call is also being made to businesses who are interested in joining the trade fair to sell and promote their products. Belize has been granted access to more than 64 million Belize dollars to support its blue economy initiatives focusing on coastal and marine resource management, safe water supply, and pollution reduction in urban areas. This funding, approved by the World Bank's Board of Executive Directors, will be allocated through multiple agencies to help protect Belize's marine and coastal ecosystems. The initiative, called Belize Blue Cities and Beyond, aims to address key environmental challenges such as overfishing, habitat degradation, and pollution affecting the barrier reef and coastal communities. The project will include comprehensive water quality strategies, a national sanitation master plan, and policies for sustainable fisheries and marine asset monitoring. Chief Executive Officer of the Ministry of Blue Economy, Kennedy Carrillo, explained that the government is currently benefiting from several blue economy projects, including a $36.4 million initiative focused on blue cities. This project will identify various aspects of blue economy beyond fisheries, incorporating wastewater treatment strategies for Northern San Pedro and other key areas. Additionally, the funding will support the development of a carbon market initiative, which will establish regulatory mechanisms for carbon transactions and digital infrastructure for sustainable carbon financing. Belize aims to create high-quality carbon credits that can be marketed internationally to support long-term blue economy sustainability. The over $60 million in funding comes from the World Bank's International Development Association, as well as grants from the Global Environment Facility, the Pro-Blue Multi-Donor Trust Fund, and the Global Facility for Disaster Reduction and Recovery. This investment is expected to bolster Belize's long-term strategy in preserving marine biodiversity and ensuring sustainable economic growth in coastal communities. In a bold and controversial maneuver, El Salvador has offered to accept deported criminals from the United States, including U.S. citizens, to be housed in its high-security mega prison known as the Terrorism Confinement Center, CCOT. The proposal, made by President Nayib Bukele during a meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, has sparked significant discourse about the ethical implications of such an arrangement. Bukele, whose iron-fisted approach to crime has defined his presidency, characterized the deal as a historic opportunity for the U.S. to outsource part of its prison system. In a subsequent social media post, he clarified that El Salvador would only take its convicted criminals, including those who hold U.S. citizenship, in exchange for a fee, an arrangement he insisted would help make the prison system self-sustaining in El Salvador. During a press conference following their discussions, Rubio expanded upon the proposal, confirming that El Salvador would accept criminals of any nationality, including infamous gang members from violent transnational organizations like MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. This offer dovetails with Bukele's ongoing crackdown on organized crime, facilitated by emergency powers that have led to the arrest of tens of thousands of gang members. CISO, the prison question has become a symbol of Bukele's stringent anti-crime policies. With a capacity to host up to 40,000 inmates, the facility has garnered significant criticism for its harsh conditions, including windowless cells packed with large numbers of inmates. Human rights organizations such as Amnesty International have condemned the center, likening its conditions to a gradual transition from gang violence to state-sponsored violence. The proposal emerges at a time when the U.S. government intensifies its effort to deport undocumented migrants and criminals, echoing former President Donald Trump's initiatives geared towards mass deportations. Rubio's visit to Central America was part of his inaugural overseas tour, which included stops in Panama, Costa Rica, and Guatemala, where he brought up critical issues like migration policies and countering China's increasing sway in the region. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, February 5th here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read the text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belize news or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.